action, let's go. It's time to let the whole world know. I'm about to get real deep, cause my mind in stress can't sleep. Revelations got me on pause. I'm praying out for the cause. Job went through everything bad, but his faith brought everything back. On my timeline, everything tragic. I know God has a cure for the habit. Psalm 23 puts me at ease. When I need him, I go to my knees. In prayer, he care, never all alone. I serve him until I'm home. He died on the cross that day. His blood showed me a better day. It's real out here, folks dying. Lost my granddad, still crying. I know soon my Lord will return. Those who do not believe shall burn. Eternal faith, believe his story. Set footprints as I walk in his glory. I can't give up, no way, cause I walk in his faith.
Yeah, we walk by faith.
Yeah, we walk by faith.
Each and every day.
Each and every day.
No, we can't be stopped.
No, we can't be stopped.
We got this thing on lock.
We got this thing on lock.
Yeah, we walk by faith.
Yeah, we walk by faith.
Each and every day.
Each and every day.
No, we can't be stopped.
No, we can't be stopped.
We got this thing on lock.
We got this thing on lock.
Paint on my pages, my pen do the talking. Walking in purpose, nothing can stop me. Clear vision through lenses, I practice forgiveness. 9 to 5 was a hindrance, decided to end it. Transition with wisdom, position for mission. Progression from lessons, blessings on blessings. Give hope to hopeless, while God guides me. Shine light on darkness, while I live righteous. Happiness is a habit that I practice courageously, while I speak to the masses. Presses dismiss my enemies' madness. Yeah, they tried it, but I'm still laughing. I speak for his glory and not for the fame. God gave me a new name. Change is inevitable to grow. Anger can't control me no more, cause I lead by example and walk by faith each and every day. Cause I lead by example and walk by faith each and every day.
Yeah, we walk by faith.
Yeah, we walk by faith.
Each and every day.
Each and every day.
No, we can't be stopped.
No, we can't be stopped.
We got this thing on lock.
We got this thing on lock.
Yeah, we walk by faith.
Yeah, we walk by faith.
Each and every day.
Each and every day.
No, we can't be stopped.
No, we can't be stopped.
We got this thing on lock.
We got this thing on lock.
Yeah, we walk by faith. Each and every day. No, we can't be stopped. We got this thing on lock.
We got a special guest for y'all today. Telling you, the only thing is, she was our inspirational poet of the year. So I'm so excited to have her on today. And before we bring her on to interview her, y'all gonna be so interested in her story and the path and the journeys that she have traveled. Because she's been on the Spoken Heart Discussion Hour 3 years ago. Now she's back with more fire. And actually today, she releases her second CD. So congratulations, Symbolic. Let's go ahead and bring in our host, Dwight.
Hello, everybody. What's up? How y'all doing on this Saturday evening? I hope y'all doing great and having a great weekend.
Yes, yes. I'm excited. I'm excited. And also, we're going to have on here our Nothing is Sweeter Than Honey, Miss Honey.
We're doing the sign language, huh?
Yes, yes. Okay, yeah, she's on mute. Out of all the shows, I can't remember. I don't think you was on then, but do you remember Symbolic?
Oh, yeah.
She was on the show.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, well, it's been about 3 years. I'm so excited, and we got her backstage. She's patiently waiting. But if some of y'all don't remember her, she actually won the category of the Inspirational Poet of the Year. So we congratulate her.
Congratulations.
Yes. And for some that don't remember her, before we bring her in here, let's refresh your memory a little bit right here.
Hello, everyone. My name is Symbolic Soul, and the piece that I'm going to share with you guys is called Love Let Me Down. You created a monster out of me. You shattered all my hopes and dreams. Then you made me lose everything. I wish somebody would have told me that I can't turn a fling into the man of my dreams, chasing the figment of my imagination, but not taking the time to realize the dangers I'd eventually be facing, racing against time, losing myself and forgetting to read between the lines. My mind was clouded by your looks and your charm. You had me shook. Add a smile to that.
So everybody, let's go ahead. Put your hands together. Put the hearts up for Miss Symbolic Soul.
Hello, can y'all hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
Hello.
I was
beautiful.
really having technical difficulties, y'all.
I think everybody was today. I don't know what was going on because I even had to restart things over. And I was like, okay, devil, you're a liar. We're not doing this today.
Right? Nah, devil, not today.
Not today. Actually, today is actually a new chapter for you. And it's actually, we're going to talk about it along the way as we get on with the show. But, go ahead and tell it, because I know it's been a good minute since you've been on here, 3 years. You came out with your first CD. And what was the title of that CD?
Beautifully Flawed.
Beautifully Flawed. I'm telling you that it was a great CD. I love it. Now you're here, and you have released.
I'm here
today. Today is the release of your book. Not your book, your new CD. Back to Me.
Yes, ma'am.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Since you've been on the show, there's a lot of things that you didn't dibble and dabble in, things that you had to travel through, and things that you had to get a new clothing for. Could you tell us, since the last time you appeared on here, what's been going on with your path?
Man, I just been doing whatever God called me to do, right? So I just been using all my gifts and talents, basically. So God tell me to do something, and I do it. I just obey whatever He says. So since being on the show, I became an actress, a casting director. I host a couple of shows. I host women's conferences. The latest thing I did was I became a licensed minister. I cannot believe it. I wouldn't have never thought. But here's the thing, right? The movie that I played in, where I was the casting director, I was Pastor Soul, right? So I had the robe on and everything, right? So it's crazy. Like years later, now I am a minister, like a licensed minister. That's crazy to me. Like, there we go. There I am. Looking all fly,
Yes, we are so proud of you. You know, we both, come through a path. When we met years ago, we kind of shared the same type of story, from domestic violence to poetry to, just sharing what our loves was in life. So, in your new journey now, what have you learned since the last time we have spoken in this journey? Where have you came to now to where you can say, okay, my perspective is different. This is how I see things now.
I've learned that healing is so important. Wait, excuse me for a minute. Like, what's the link where I can send it to my family, because they trying to watch the show and they send me a message.
It's gonna be on my page, the YouTube link.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
It was that you sent that to me?
Well, I posted it on my page. You can just share it to your page and they can see it from there.
Okay, hold on. Give me a second. Let me do that, because my kids is like, we trying to see.
We trying to
Okay.
see mama.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go over to Honey.
YouTube.
While you doing that, yeah, you can go to YouTube and you see and you push the share and then you copy the link and put it on your page or send it to them like that. But one thing when it came out of poetry, me, Dwight, and you, we shared poetry. And what was so interesting to me, and it brought me so much joy recently, because Miss Honey came into poetry, and I know she's gonna be like, I'm gonna get her later, but she's came into poetry, and a lot of people couldn't understand, what poetry meant, how it flowed, the meaning of it, or things in depth. But when I got that phone call for her, I mean, it brought me so much joy. I was so happy for her, so proud of her. But she at first said, I don't understand poetry. I don't know how to do that. So since you've seen our poetry contest and you saw Symbolic on there, what was your thoughts on that poetry section and when you got to actually feel it?
Her piece in Pacific, or just the whole?
Yes, her piece specifically.
Well, what I received from her piece was the fact that she loved someone, she gave them her all. She didn't appreciate the way that they was treating her. She didn't appreciate that she didn't allow herself to embrace herself into I'm trying to explain to you guys.
No, you're doing good. You on track.
So what I got from it is she learned through the years of being in a relationship, of being mistreated and abused, of how she really wanted to be treated. So I took it that she let go of all the wrong in her life and embraced herself and got to know who she was and what she willing to put up with or didn't want to put up with. So tied and sign that on away from her.
Yes.
So
And
right, or
Dwight, I'm gonna go to Dwight.
babbling over here.
I mean, I agree with Honey on that. The thing I like about that piece that she did was the way she sung it. You brought out, brought out a monster in me, which I agree with Honey to a certain degree, because you give your all to somebody in a relationship. You give your heart, your soul, you put everything out there for that person, and sometimes we don't get that same love back. And to the point where it can just hurt you in so many ways that it could just transform you into a different type of person. It can actually transfer you into a monster, so where you get to that point where you just, how I get myself in this mess, I give this person my all, this person don't appreciate me, I sacrifice, do everything, been backwards, and sometimes it just don't work out that way for you. So that's what I got.
Yes. Then we're gonna ask her herself, when it came down to writing that piece there that you entered into the contest, what was your thoughts as you was writing this and actually beginning to flow with it?
So I was in a marriage, like an abusive marriage, an emotionally abusive marriage. with a narcissist. You know, at the time I didn't know that he was a narcissist, and so basically, I just was like feeling these feelings, right? And I just wrote everything what I was feeling, and I think it was we had an argument, and then he would always try to blame everything on me. Um, and then so that's most of the time what I would write, and then I would just write like what I'm feeling, and then it was a time where basically um I started not liking who I was being with him because of the simple fact like it was not like I had enough, so now I was matching energy, and I didn't like that version of me. So that's where the monster came from, because I would call him a monster when he gets so angry like that, right? And so rageful against me. And so then now I was like, man, when I match your energy, now I'm becoming that monster. So I just wrote everything, like what the relationship and how that moment made me feel, and other times as well. And so I just wrote my story basically, and just was like, yeah, this is it right here. And then I turned it into, you know, I added the chorus. First I wrote it, I wrote the lyrics to it, and then I wrote a chorus to it, and then I was like, oh, this is it right here.
Yes. Now, I ask everyone this here, you know, when it comes down to, you know, escaping from abuse, what was your breaking point to where you said enough is enough and it was time to go?
Um, I had different times me and him separated, right? It was kind of like it was like we were drawn to each other, right? Because we were both Scorpios. Now that I'm a minister, though, I don't go by the signs no more. But at first, in the beginning, because we were both Scorpios, like my birthday is on the 10th, his is on the 7th, right? So we were drawn like to each other, so that passion and everything like that. And so when I finally found God, and God, you know, just like really begin to start showing me, and there was this void that was there, and God started filling that void. And at first, I would let Him fill that void. You know, He became my everything, and then so even when we separated, times I would find myself chasing Him, and instead of focusing on something else, He was always my focus. And so the last time we separated, though, God began to show me some things, though, right? Like before we separated, He just began to come to me in my dreams. And then I remember one night He came to me in my dreams, and I got a word that say, "You deserve love," right? And some of the times I can't remember my dreams when I get words in my dreams, or songs or poetry or whatever. But I remember that when I woke up and I looked at Him, and I was just like, wow, I do deserve love, right? So leading up to that, and then after that, I had did a conference, and these women spoke like on my online conference. And then after that, I had called my friend, and I said, "Man, I think, you know, I'm gonna tell them." And that was the last time that I was like, I was done, and it didn't matter, like, and I was prepared, and God prepared me too. Like I knew that I wasn't going in my own strength. This time I knew it was different. This time I knew when I left, it was for good. It was like there was no turning back. Like it was gonna be nothing He could say to me. So the things how He did it before, how He'll say things to me, and I'll be like, okay, and I'll forgive Him and try to make it work. No, this time it was a done deal. And I remember I'm packing my stuff. He calling me the devil. He said what I did to him, God is gonna get me back. And you know, he was always the victim and blamed me for everything. But none of that worked. And I remember he came up to me, and he started screaming in my face, right? And threatening me, like as if, and that's when that monster showed up, right? And then he's like screaming in my face, and I'm thinking he about to hit me. So all I said, in Jesus' name, protect me. And he looked at me, and then he walked away. Then he started calling me evil and
the devil and the things that I do to him. God ain't no good gonna come to me or whatever. And then I still continue to pack, and I was like, no, I'm done. And that was my final straw.
Yes, yes. I am so proud of you for doing that. We will be back with more of Symbolic Soul and the discussion about her new CD. This is one of the tracks from Back to Me.
Lord, I need you.
Deep in sin, I wandered around lost, searching for a love that came at a high cost. Failed relationship after failed relationship. Love just kept slipping right through my fingertips. Then I found myself struggling through extreme hardships. I decided to give up my control and enter into this partnership. Suddenly, out of nowhere, there was a shift. With each prophetic word, Bible verse, sermon, and prayer, I began to understand who I am. God's love proved to me how special I am. In his eyes, I am royalty. He treats me like a queen, and he provides me with profound security. He is everything I need. In his presence, I feel supernatural peace. I am loved, valued, and free to be me. However, his love transforms me daily. Each morning, I begin my day with new mercy and grace. I pray to be a better person than I was yesterday. I pray for him to not let my day go in vain. I pray for him to search my heart and break all my chains. I pray for him to help me forgive and release all the pain. He loves me unconditionally, and he gives me the strength to weather the thunderstorms and rain. Now I celebrate this gift called life without alcohol or champagne. My turn up looks a little different these days. God's love gave me a reason to worship and praise his name. God's love has changed me. I've been delivered, healed, and set free. He thought enough to continue to pursue me. He accepts me, he kept me, he validates me, he comforts me, he walks with me, he qualifies me. He showed me what true love really means. Through God's eyes, I am seen. He knows my name. I no longer have to make decisions from trauma or pain.
Oh my God. My thing is knowing her story is like, and walking the path with someone. I try when I do these videos, I try not to cry, but it makes me so emotional because when you get to personally know somebody, you get to personally know them and their path. It's like when you see their story, it really touches y'all. And my thing is also just keep in mind that next week, next Friday and Saturday, we are closed. So we will not be here. I can't say what I'm going to do because then I'll ruin a surprise for somebody. So I'm just going to say we're going to be closed, but we will be back. So let's get it back over to Symbolic as well.
Oh.
So now tell us a little bit about when you wrote that song, and I'm gonna let also Dwight and Honey ask you some questions pertaining to that piece as well, because actually that CD has been released today. And doing this CD, tell us what especially this track here, what message was you trying to get across to the world and to anyone that listened to this? And what was it going on in your life at that time when you wrote this?
Actually, I'm a part of this women's group called Heart Matters. And I had to do a talk. I had to do a Bible study talk. And I wrote that like for the Bible study talk because I had to show like God's approval. You know, that was my talk, was about approval. And so I wrote that like man, just a couple of months ago, I just wrote that, and I added the chorus to it when I was in the studio, you know, creating my album, because I was just like, man, this just shows like God's love, basically. Like, you looking for love in all the wrong places and looking for validation from other people, the things that you do, all the different things like that. But God, you only need God's approval. And in his eyes, I'm royalty, you know, like, you know, man, and it's a beautiful thing. You
Yes,
almost
it
made me
is. It
cry with
is.
that video. Like,
Yes. And so we're gonna turn it over to Honey.
So, question. How do you hope your poetry will be received and enter how do you want people to receive your readers to receive or be inspired by your poems? And do you have any specific measure themes you wish to convey through your work, through your poems?
I hope that people can receive the gift of healing. I received that from God. Like, as I learn how to be obedient, as I learn how to deny myself, as I learn how to choose me, you know,
Mhm.
I think that strengthen my writing a little bit more. That strengthen everything that I do, not just my writing. That strengthen me, period. More each day, right? The more I deny myself, the more I can let the Holy Spirit come alive in me. And you know, I just want people to understand the importance of healing, and how man might validate us or try to validate us or whatever, but like I say, God is the one that has the final say. So you can get a no from everybody, but all you need is one yes from God. And so, just from everything that I've experienced in my past, like rejection, betrayal, and all of those different things, like now my writing just tells a story, and it's the story that I want to people to receive hope from, right? Like, because there was a time that I didn't know what hope was, and all of these different things. So now that I do, I just want my writing to give hope and give joy and give inspiration, and to show people that, you know, it's possible. You can heal. You're not what your past is. You're not what other people say you are. You are only who God created you to be, basically.
Yes.
And Mr. Dwight.
Yes, yes. I must say, before I even ask the question, that you are truly blessed with a beautiful gift from God. Because to do the things you do with your music and your poetry, that's a gift. A lot of people, you know, where you get it from? Well, she get it from God, y'all. For those just like myself, you know, God bless us all with great gifts and talent. So I just must say that you do definitely have a great, beautiful gift, talent of writing poetry and music. Now, with that being said, does your mom or does your father, or do they write poetry? Do they have a certain gift? Did you get some of that from them?
No, no, no,
What?
no, not at all. But here's the thing,
Oh,
though, like, you know, and this what God had told me this, like, um, a lot of people. So I'm like I said, I just let God use me.
mm,
So a lot of people uh might feel like they can't do something because it's never been done. And so personally, me and my family, it's never been done. But God gave me the message. Just because it's never been done don't mean that you can't do it. So that's what I live by. That's like my life motto right there.
amen. Can I? Let me ask you. I'll ask you this as well. How long were you raised in church, or how long have you been going to church?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Were you raised in church, or how long have you been going to church?
I wasn't raised in church. My grandmother used to take me to church when I was younger, but of course I didn't know what that was. I just went for the snacks, actually. But however, you know what though? Like there were some things that I lacked in my home and just in my life, period. And God has always been trying to. He sent these spiritual beings to me, like all throughout my life. And, you know, like people might just be passing out a flyer, like you don't know where you're going. Do you know where you're going? Where your soul is going, and different things like that. And I wouldn't know what it was, and probably take it for a joke, but I still would read those pamphlets or whatever. So I was always intrigued by it and always interested in it. And then when I finally got baptized, I didn't really know what it was about, but I did it. And then it was like, I just realized that when I'm following God, my life is going good. And I was one of those people that would bargain with God. And I'd be like, look, God, if you get me out this situation, right, like I'm going to do right by you. Like I'm going to go to church. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do whatever you say. And of course, I get what I want. And then I go back to being, you know, in the world or whatever, right? But I finally decided, like, you know what? There is joy in doing the right thing, you know, because at first I used to think, man, I got to give up so much just to be a Christian, you know.
Right.
But now that I'm older and I live life, like I've done those things now. So now, like I say, as I choose to deny myself, I'm going closer to God, and so nothing can stop that, you know.
Yes, he'll do it for now. One more thing I want to ask you as well. Now, with this beautiful gift of yours, did you ever do poetry in church, or did you ever even sing in a choir or anything like that? Because, you know, like I said, you are blessed with a beautiful gift. So, like myself, when I was doing poetry, one of the things I did a lot in church, besides singing in the choir. Did you do the same as well?
You talking about as a kid?
Yes,
No, but I actually did try to be a rapper, right? And I wasn't a kid then. I was already older, and I tried to be a rapper, but I've always been about the truth though. So it's like when I was rapping, I'm trying to keep up with other people what they rapping about, like drugs and money and stuff like that. And then I finally was like, you know, this ain't right because this ain't my life. So even though this is words that I'm just saying, but it ain't right. And that by then I already had a family. I had kids and everything. So I was just like, I can't do this. You know, my rap name was called Too Cold, you know?
Too Cold. Wow, that's just amazing.
Are there any poets or writers that mainly influenced you, inspired you to write? Or
I enjoy Maya Angelou. I like the way, like, her message, the one I Rise. But as far as like influence, I get inspiration and influence from everywhere, basically, just to like tell the story as well as like just the truth, right? You know, like I guess I have to face some hard truths because I have to tell the truth, right? And I finally, you know, like realized that that's why I searched for truth my whole life. Like, even if it hurt, tell me the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Amen. I know that's right. Tell me the truth.
Love it, love it. Now, listening to this piece is very inspirational, and I felt everything through it. I mean, each track I listened to, I mean, y'all have to get it. Y'all have to get it. Y'all got to listen to it because it just really touched my soul. So we're going to say from the first time that you began to write, the first time you released your first book, your first CD, to now, what is your outlook on life in writing and your thoughts on your role, your path? Because I know we all visit back and say how I have grown.
Basically, poetry became my healing. It gave me a voice, and it was like, and that's where my album title came from, because like I look at my life and I kind of like, so I'm like, I ain't gonna say my age, but you know, matter of fact, no, that's wisdom in age, so I am gonna say my age.
Go ahead, please.
So I'm 47, right? But people don't think it because of my like youthful spirit and everything like that, right? So I've been married majority of my life. My first marriage, you know, I got a divorce, Then not too long after that, I married again. And so it was 11 years, and then another 11 or 13 and 11 or whatever the case is. And so that's what I found, like when you are so afraid to be alone, and it's not necessarily being afraid of being alone, um, just feeling like you need that other person to complete you, right? And so when you feel like that, um, you never get a chance to learn your identity, right? And that's what God showed me. Like even when I was writing the book and everything, I didn't even know the plans that God had for the book and just had for me, period. Because like that's why it's so important, like because we all go through childhood trauma, right? And it's so important to not jump into a relationship after you get out of your parents' house. You should heal. Like I understand what healing is now, because when you heal, you can connect with God and understand who God created you to be, and you can learn your identity. It's so important to know your identity, because when you don't, you will listen to everybody else, and everybody else gonna tell you who you are, and you ain't gonna never know who you are. You just gonna start following whatever they say because they said it and they closer to you, so you think that they know you better than you know yourself. And they probably do, because you might give them that much influence and that much access in your life. So see, what God showed me as I grow, not everybody deserve access to me, and that's the true lesson that I learned from just being me and getting back to me, basically. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, you answered it perfectly, perfectly.
How do
So,
you handle the writer's blocks or creative blocks? Do you have any tips on any tips or to overcome them?
I would say, like, because at first, like, I would say that I have writer's block. What I realized though, like in my life, everything I said has happened, right? The good and the bad, right, y'all, for real. And so you got to speak life. There's inspiration all around you. As long as God give you another 24 hours, you have another 24 hours, and there's inspiration everywhere. And it's important the things you watch, the people who have access to you, all of those different things, is you can gain inspiration from that. But if you tell yourself you have writer's block, guess what? You're gonna have writer's block. What I learned a long time ago, whatever we think is gonna happen. And that's so true. So it's like, if I tell myself I have writer's block, guess what? I'm not gonna be able to create nothing. I'm not gonna be able to think about nothing. But if I just say, you know what, I'm having a hard time right now, like, put a name to the things or whatever, like I'm having a hard time right now, but it's okay. Holy Spirit, help me, or God, help me, lead me where I can find this inspiration, or what is my next thing I'm supposed to be doing? Like, what you want me to do right now? Like, if I can't come up with nothing to write, maybe it ain't that time. It ain't my time to write right now. Do that make sense?
Oh yeah, that makes lots of sense. Yeah.
okay, we have more questions for her, but we're gonna play also another track from her new CD that was released today. So make sure y'all follow her. We will have the websites up. Also, make sure that you share this live here, because I'm telling you, you don't want to miss. When we come back, it's gonna get a little bit deeper.
Walls up, walls up, walls up. That's my defense. A hard heart, hard heart. I can't let you in. Love failed me. Once again. This game. I just can't win. So ladies, don't let a man be the cause of your demise.
Like Tony B, it's another sad love song wrecking my brain. Damaged mentally and emotionally. PTSD from the trauma of loving you more than I loved me. My hope deferred, Zoloft to calm my anxiety and nerves, poured into brokenness, a bottomless pit. Yet I still believed in the possibility of love, bombing me with empty promises, absurd gestures followed by hours of screaming and blaming lectures. But who plays the victim when both parties believe they're innocent? Another reason why villains often prey on others' weaknesses. Lost souls tend to run from their harsh reality, concepts and lies because accountability seems like an unrewarding prize. Defamations of characters played. If our love story was real, how come it always feels staged? As soon as truth is said, rage is sure to show his face. If only I knew my place, then maybe our love wouldn't have ran astray. Eggshells cracked because the weight was too heavy to carry. Disrespect day after day, a bruised soul and a stolen spirit, left with a bunch of questions and no one to give me truthful answers. Bargaining with my insanity just for a moment of silence or a little piece of peace. Envy for the strong woman God created me to be. Dreams deterred cause I don't deserve the blessings and favor God freely gives to me. Obedient to my Father, thank you for the strength to be an overcomer. Bare my soul and reveal my scars. Turn all my pain into purpose cause I know I can't be the only one. But wounds eventually heal, and no matter what I go through, I was born to stand in my truth and encourage other women to do the same too. So ladies, are y'all ready to keep it real?
Walls up, walls up. That's my defense. A hard heart. I can't let you in. Love failed me. Once again. This game. I just can't win. So ladies, don't let a man be the cause of your demise.
All right. We want to give all thanks over there to everyone on both pages of Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and now Rumble. So, hey, make sure y'all look it up. We also appearing on Rumble. If you are enjoying this segment of Symbolic Soul, please make sure you push that heart button or leave a comment. Trust me, you don't want to miss what we got in store for her now. Also, remember, next Friday, the Grown Men Talking Incorporated will not be on, as well as the Unspoken Heart Discussion Hour. We will be closed, so we will be back the following week. So just be looking out for us and set your notifications so you know when we back on. Yeah, Dwight. Well, after listening to that, what goes through your mind to where you want to address her with something pertaining to that one track?
Well, I'm gonna say this. You know, there are some good men out there, y'all. There are some good men. But that track is very touching because it shows that, you know, you have a lot of beautiful queens out there that sometimes they do get with the wrong kind of man. They don't. It's not like they choose to pick a person because a person don't usually show you who they are until you're with them. But me having sisters, cousins, friends and stuff, that I can relate to that because a lot of women, no matter the age, they've been through that. sometimes you go through stuff, and the gift of poetry, like a lot of times we write about pain, love, and the things we've been through. So that says a lot, and I really enjoyed that. And I can't relate on another one, but I can relate on the other side. But it's true, you just don't give your all. Sometimes you give your all to a certain person who you with, and they just fail you, and then you question yourself. Is it me? I keep finding myself in these situations. I give my love, and once again, it gets stumped on. So you when you go through that, you learn. You kind of learn from when you go through stuff like that, but you do question yourself. Is there something going on with me? I mean, I'm a good person, and it's true. You're a good person. Sometimes we have to wait. I have to say this: wait on God to send us that right person, because God's not going to fail you. He's seen that husband or that wife. It's in stone. But I really enjoyed that. And like I said, she's very gifted, and I love the way she puts it in music, and the way it's like she's making a great recipe, and she's putting it in the oven. I can't wait to taste what it tastes like because I'm hungry for it. So that's what I feel when I hear this, and that's why I said you're a very gifted, talented young lady. And by the way, I would have never guessed you so sudden. I thought you was younger than that. So I thought you was like 30, 33, 30, something like that.
Thank
said 47.
you.
I'm
Thank
like,
you.
damn,
Yes.
47. I thought she was in the 30s. But hey, but
Yes.
beautiful. Love the way you wrote that. Beautiful.
Yes, and I love the way you put that, a recipe, because when you
Yes.
think about inspiration, you got to find different types of ingredients in order to pull somebody into you, in order to touch the souls of people, the emotions, and get a reaction. So, I mean, I can't see her nothing else but an inspiration. And,
Right.
she strengthens me. I mean, she strengthened me because she does know I still listen to her last CD. Her last CD. I mean, I ain't gonna tell y'all too much because that thing is bumping. I'm telling you, I love it. I love it. And like I told her earlier, I can't say which track is my favorite because all of it's good. So, honey, what you got for her?
Well, I like the fact that no matter what she goes through, she learns from it. She learns what she willing to take and not take, and she's willing to get on them knees and ask herself and God for forgiveness for allowing certain things to happen to her. And I think she's an incredible. I agree with Mr. Dwight. She's an excellent stir her up with the
Stir it up now. Stir the recipe up.
Gumbo, baby. When she did that, I think about gumbo.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, I really enjoy her pieces because she explains them well, and she makes sure a person understands them. I really enjoy her.
Yes, yes. And I could say, that was one day when Honey called me, Symbolic was the one. She's like, I got it. I was so proud of her. People don't realize what poetry can do for your life, especially, it's just like meditation. It's uplifting and it's a strengthener. It's something to make you wise, but also to view things on a different perspective of life. So, when you wrote this piece here, could you tell us, is it a certain atmosphere you got to be in, or is it certain surrounding or certain tools you got to have there in order to target what you spoke out in this piece here?
No, like it was another situation where me and him was arguing, not necessarily arguing, right? Because it was basically like I just felt like just being in the marriage, I didn't have a voice. Like if I didn't agree with him, all hell would break loose, really. And so he wouldn't let me sleep at night. So he was just be arguing. So then I say, okay, I'm gonna just go to the sofa, right? And then he comes follow me there. But so then when I finally get him to leave me alone, that's when I start writing. So that's when I wrote that one. Like I was like, man, that was just my feelings at the time, because I was just like, here I go again, right? Like I keep like trying to hope for this love, because I won't deny and I won't like lie to myself. I truly love that man. Um yeah, like I was telling somebody because I'm truthful, y'all. I was like, you know how back in the day they be like, I love that man, dirty draws, you know?
Ooh,
That's how much love I have for that man, for real.
man.
Like, you know, like I poured into him more than I poured into myself. And so, you know, when somebody lets you down like that, it takes a lot to get over it. But like that's where that one came from, and even the chorus of it. And then at the end, even when I say, so ladies, don't let a man be the cause of your demise, because like it's like don't lose yourself, because society tells us basically that they make us feel like in order for us to be whole, we need to have that white picket fence, we need to have that relationship, that marriage, knight in shining armor, you know, we need to have kids and everything. But no, man, it's okay to choose you. Like I'm finally in my life right now, I'm finally single, and this is the longest time I've really been single and just being by myself, and I'm learning to love me. And I understand that if you can't love you, how you want somebody else to love you? And if you can't love you, how can you love somebody else? You know, and I think a lot of us really need to understand that, instead of trying to replace replace the void in our lives with people, and people that's no good for us, and then all you doing is distracting yourself from your purpose, from who God called you to be, basically.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. And that's one thing you hit on certain notes that so familiar to me, because you know I'm starting to learn different things of different type of illnesses, and with the illnesses and everything, it's just like wow. Especially like being a narcissist, it goes into a lot, and you never know what you're getting into, because as I spoke before, people put on facades every day. You know, sometimes you can see right through them, and sometimes you can't because they're so good at it. But in dealing with that, we have to remember ourselves, because while you trying to help them, even though you doing this out of love, even though you trying to help them, in the midst, you could be tearing yourself. They're tearing you down. They pulling at you, so you have to be careful. But I'm gonna say it's not good that you have to go through that, but it's kind of good you do go through it, because I've been through it. And because it also strengthens you, it makes you realize your worth, and it also puts you in a position to where you say, you know what? I need to start taking all that love I poured into that man, into that
Mm-hmm.
person, and put it into me. And when you decide to do that, it is so sweet. I mean, it's so sweet because I mean, honey, we talk almost every day. And it's like, even in when I came out of my storm, and I was just like, I love it on me, and it feels good. It
Yeah.
feels so good. You know, everything that I was pouring into them, because I had to realize, and I don't know if you thought of this as well, symbolic, is it's like, I kept on saying to myself, what did I do wrong? I didn't do anything wrong. I tried to do everything right. I was there for my friend had to tell me you did do something wrong. And I was like, what did I do wrong? And he said, you offered too much of yourself. You poured too much of yourself into him, and you did not leave room for him to pour into you.
Hmm.
So sometimes that's why I say you take time between getting into a relationship and heal, and for one, form that relationship with God, but also look into yourself to say what I could have did differently. And I guess it goes back to, you know, we can't change that person, even though no matter how we love them, we feel like they're going to change. We can't change them. The only person that can strike that lightning is God. That's it. But you also had to say, when God is trying to tear something apart, stop trying to pull it together. You still can have that love for that person. But if they're not good for you in your path and in your walk with Christ, it's time to walk away. And I mean, I tell that to anybody. I've lived it myself. You have to think about you, because at the end of the day, when you allow this person to tear you down, you digging yourself an early grave, because you're not realizing how stress, how mental illness, how certain things emotionally, it's slowly deteriorating things within your body health wise to where it'll kill you. And I'm gonna say, I am so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. You just don't. I can't wait to hug you. I am so proud of you, and I really am happy for you with this CD, and with the CD here. I mean, thank you for sharing it with me. Thank you for sharing it with us, because it's inspiring the whole world, not just me and the others on this panel, but it's inspiring other people also, and giving them that door to say, you know what? I want to do what she did. If she did it, I could do it. And I mean, that's a great inspiration. And you got the right title. I'm gonna tell you right now, you got the right. Those judges did the right thing. You got the right title. And that CD, Back to Me, speaks on different temperatures to where, yeah, you it.
I'm it.
So now, even with Back to Me, where do you plan on going from there? Because I know after you did, the first CD, which is a beautiful cover, and in that cover, I mean, you can't help but fall in love with that cover, because it was just like everything within the ingredients, and this cover here, and even also the words that you spoke within this, it touched me so deeply, and it touched a lot of people that bought this CD. So within the next CD, where do you look at yourself going from there, being that now you're back to symbolic?
Ooh. Oh man. You know what? I could just say it's only up from here, right? Like God's just opening up doors, and I'm no longer that shy, timid version of myself. So I just humbly walk through those doors. So whatever God tells me to speak, I'm not afraid to speak it, whether it's on racism, whether it's on domestic violence, whether it's on identity, whether it's on love and loving yourself, whatever it is that God tells me to say, through my poetry, through music, through my lyrics, on the pulpit, I'ma say it.
Yes, yes. Now, also, you're also a mother. In doing this as a mother with your poetry, with your performing, because you perform, in Texas here live. And I couldn't understand it at first, because when I first met you, I was like, this girl is just so shy. I don't know if I could deal with this, because it's like I couldn't break her for nothing. Like, talk to me, But being a mother and going down the path that you have gone with the trauma and the storms, and taking your emotions and your experiences, putting it into your writing, forming your CD, your book, how was you able to fit motherhood into that, but also being an example and showing your children the right path to go in life, and not to end up where you was?
I honestly, like now, my kids was kind of like older, right? And then so they were older, kind of like, see, like right there, they're older. So see, like I got an empty nest. Well, no, I don't, not no more. I have my one daughter living with me and my little G baby, right? But at first I had an empty nest. It only lasted for a little bit, y'all. And yeah, I don't know. At first I was feeling like, man, I'm bored, and boy, God filled that void for me. Um, but like now that I've learned some things, now that I became a minister, now that I really embrace healing, like I know what to tell my kids, because what I feel like I've always been that mama. Like, even I'm the type of mama, we watching a movie, then I pause it to show them an example of something or tell them something, but like I guess it just kept falling on deaf ears, I felt like, right? Because I'm saying these things, but I'm not living those things, like practice what you preach. I was not
Yeah.
living like that, right? I was basically like trying to tell them what to do and everything, and trying to explain some things to them, but they see something different. So naturally, they probably not going to follow what I'm saying, right? So, but now that I'm older and they're older, I think they might listen more, and take heed to the things that I say more. But yeah, like it was rough. There they
Yes.
go.
Your babies, your babies. Now, what we're going to do now, we're going to go ahead to our last break. And in this here, I hope y'all see below, there's, you know, her website. She has a website. We're going to come back and talk about that and other things as well on our last break, after our last break. So let's go ahead here and travel along with this beautiful woman, Symbolic Soul.
She is a paragon. In a position of her own, she operates in the realms of authority. Her head held high. She's protected by the Most High. Her power can influence. Her value is far more than those blessed to be in her presence understands the merit she carries. A special kind of woman with pure essence. Her energy speaks volumes when she walks in the room, setting a tone with her righteous attitude. She exudes confidence. She works diligently in stewarding her finances, cultivating relationships and using resources to help those unfortunate. She gives freely from the depths of her soul. She is healthy, healed, and whole. Her strength and dignity comes from God. Her discernment and intuition helps her weed out the frauds. She puts her fears to the side and persevere at all costs. When she puts her hand to the plow, it produces good fruit. She also speaks with authority and truth, executing her purpose using wisdom and knowledge, understanding exactly who she is in God's eyes. She moves with a sense of peace and humility. Her expression of generosity sets the standards for others, equipped with the ability to only seek God for direction. She's compassionate, filled with goals, aspirations, and dreams. She fears God and obeys His word. She's unique and she highly values her purity. She flows out of love and she knows that she is royalty, 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 royalty.
All right. If y'all want to follow her, she's going to, as you see it scrolling below. If you cannot see that, she will be telling us in a minute how you can find her and follow her and also listen to her music from her CDs. When I say you're not going to be disappointed, you will not be disappointed. But I suggest, as I did, I just lay in the room with the lights off and just closed my eyes. And I mean, it's more beautiful that way. But just remember, next week we will not be open. So y'all take a break, set your notification, because we will be back. And we will be back with more in depth of Sienna Tucker. If y'all remember what we spoke with the family when she was unalived by a 17-year-old. Well, we will be back, but this time the mother is strong enough to come back and speak, because now the person that has been prosecuted is trying to pass a law only because you're a mother. No, that's not going to work. But make sure y'all tune in, so because we will be back. Now, Dwight.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, go ahead and answer your question, sir.
Oh, well, you know what? What I want to ask. No, I thought I was in the game show for a second. Okay, what I want to ask. Now, I seen the picture of your beautiful children. Now, Has any one of those children? I think those are twins I saw in the picture.
Yes.
Boy, twins rule the world. Let's say that again. Twins definitely rule the world. Yeah, I'm saying it because I'm a twin and I had twins of my own. But have any of your beautiful kids had inherited your beautiful gift as well? Any one of them writing poetry or musical?
Yes, my son, he writes poetry, and he's also on my album. He's on my first album and my second album. So yeah, he writes poetry and he raps and he writes music as well. And I also let him help me write parts of some of the songs on my album as well. Parts of them.
Oh, all right. Now, well, you go ahead, young man. See, got that beautiful gift from your mom. That's what they asked him, where you get it from. Got it from my mom. That's right. Got it from my mom.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, I've heard him. He's
Okay.
just as fire as his mama. So yeah, he got that gift. And Miss Honey.
So any of your kids leaving off to college soon, or already been to college, or you know?
My son is in college. He's the one. He goes to St. Philip's College. He's going to be a psychiatrist.
All right.
So is he staying home to go to college, or is he going away? And if he's going away, how do you feel about your baby leaving home?
Oh no, he's still here. He's at a local college.
Okay. Well, mine's graduating this month, and I ain't too likely she about to leave home at all.
And that's my niece. Yeah, she did it. She did it.
Oh.
We're so proud of her. Me and Honey Bun be on the phone. We're like little cheerleaders. But I think she's gonna be a crybaby that day too.
Oh,
Yeah, my baby leaving me, y'all. She leaving me.
Yes, it's hard. It's so hard, when your children go off to college, but you can't do nothing but be proud of them, for the accomplishments you made. And
I'm proud of her because she's been through so much, and she kept her grades up and kept being a good girl, still working, and she's been through a lot, but she maintained. I'm a road. Yeah.
Now, Symbolic, as we heard about your 2 books, the newly released CD, which you shared this moment with us today, and I thank you. I feel so privileged. But also, you have a website for your book as well, and if they want to go on there, could they still purchase this book here, or where could they find the new CD, or could you tell them a little bit more information?
Oh yeah, you can purchase my book on the website, or if you're locally, you can inbox me. And I like to meet up with people. If you're local, I like to meet up and personally deliver the book to you signed. And I like to take a picture. I like to show love to everybody who shows love and support me, basically.
all right. I like that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And also, you have your website with your book. They can contact you. You can inbox her on Facebook, Instagram. As you see scrolling down below is the information, so you can find her. But also, you've been involved in performing, in the community, in public. And I couldn't see how you do it because the shyness she get if you meet her in person, she could just be like, but she is so shy, But
now come on, Spicy. She don't seem like she's that shy now. Come on now.
She's very shy. But you've performed in different plays. You also have spoken in the community, been involved in different events as well. So if you would tell us a little bit about some of the ventures that you had and what got you started into, doing things and performing.
I feel like the gift of poetry had opened up the doors for me a lot. Like just me being a poet and just going to different events and probably even performing at different events, or just you know, showing up, just showing my face, and then just me being there, somebody else will come up to me and be like, I want to book you, or somebody would inbox me and say they want to book me. And so when it came to the movie that I done, the person just came into my inbox and was like, and started talking to me and telling me what they was doing. And then so I was just like, oh cool, I want to be a part of that. I wouldn't mind being a part of that. Next thing you know, they made me the casting director, and then I had a part in the play. And I ain't think I could act, y'all, right? But man, listen here, that's another gift that I have.
See that? See, I know you wasn't shy. Spice about you shy. Now come on, Spice. That sound like a shy person now. That don't sound
No,
like
when
a
you
shy person.
meet her in person, I'm telling you, from day one that I met Symbolic. Nikita did majority of the talking. You know,
Well,
she just sat there with a beautiful smile, and she'll say word, and then she'll sit there, and you know,
you know what,
so
Spice?
cute.
You know what?
It's so cute.
You know what? You know, Michael Jackson was shy too till he got on that stage.
So is Janet.
Okay, so that's what she has then. She's shy, but as soon as she get on that stage or get that microphone, that's a whole different person. A whole different
Yeah,
person.
I'm gonna tell you, and that's true because I tell people all the time, you know, everybody know I ain't shy. I'm very outspoken.
No,
I'm
you ain't
goofy,
shy.
whatever.
No.
But it's like I got nervous just thinking, like, especially the universities. You know, once I accomplished the milestone of the universities and at the police headquarters, speaking in front of the crowd, I thought I had it. But then when I went to the regional DMV convention and I had to speak there, I thought that was that. I said, okay, she said 2,000 people. Ain't no 2,000 people gonna show up. Man, when I tell you when I went to Austin and those doors open, my heart just went woo.
Yeah.
But you know, you're right. You know, when you get behind that mic, it's like a different person.
Different person.
You know, but each time before I go up and speak, I always say, Lord, just put the words in. You laid the bricks for me to do this. You showed me my purpose. Put the words there. And before now, I mean, because I never had a cue card or nothing like that. When I get up there, he supplies the words to reach the people.
There you go.
And so, you know, when you see her behind that mic, I mean, if you go through her videos, I'm telling you, you be like, is that Symbolic?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, come on now. I said, I know she. Look, hey, you know, I've seen a couple of videos, and I'm like, Spicy keeps saying, she don't seem like she shot at me. She up there doing her thing.
Asia said the same. Asia Love said the same thing. Said she always has been shy. Yeah.
Let me address that, right? So I feel like, remember what I said, whatever you tell yourself is true and whatever you say is gonna happen. So I feel like that was a title that was a label that was given to me. And so I owned that label and I started wearing that label, right? Until I was able to find who I am in God. So who I am in God is not a shy person at all, right? Which is how I'm able to do all the things that I do and use my gifts and talents. Now, don't get me wrong, I get nervous and different things like that, but just like Spicy was saying, if I say a prayer before I do it and God give me the words and everything like that, but no, you know, I don't feel like I'm shy no more. I feel like that was, and then that was a time too, like I felt like that was true because another person people would tell me, they was like, man, when you on the mic, it's like you're a different person because in person I would know that you're the same person, even the stylist that I go to, right? Like, so then I was like, I started thinking like, I'm trying to make, how can I make Aisha and Symbolic Soul be the same person, right? Like, because I don't understand it. But then I finally realized, and God revealed that to me, like, no, Symbolic Soul is the new name that I gave you. But however, Aisha has always been there, and that's where my album comes from, because I'm getting back to me. I'm understanding who God created me to be, and no, that is not a shy person at all, because I can't be shy from the things that God called me to do, basically.
Amen. That's right.
Amen. Amen.
Right.
I love it.
That's right.
And honey, you had something?
No, I was no.
You agree? She's saying amen.
Agreeing. Yeah, honey was agreeing. Like, yeah.
Yes. Now, you know, you had your ventures. Do you have anything upcoming that you getting ready, prepare for as an event and everything? Because I mean, I've seen you in person perform. You know, y'all try to entrap me and get me on that stage, but I won't go on for that. But Yeah, you thought I was slick.
Oh,
But but do you have any upcoming events coming on, any plays? And do you plan on also writing a book on this next chapter that you have entered in Exodus?
I have a conference coming up. It's June 7th. It's a women's conference called Walking in Authority. Just like that one track that me and my son was dancing to called Godfidence. God gave me those words, and then when he told me to do that conference, Walking in Authority, I was scared, y'all, because I was just like, man, this is deep. Like, I don't even know if I'm walking in my authority. So how can I do a conference like this? But I said, nevertheless, God, not my will, your will. So God told me the people to choose, the women on the flyer. I think Spicy do have a flyer. Then you put it up there already. But yeah, so
The women's conference?
yeah, the conference is June 7th.
Oh no, this
Um,
is there. Let's see. Is this
yeah,
it?
there it is right there. So those are the beautiful women that was chosen to do the conference with me, and those, man, this conference is about to be live. Like, it's about to be special, you know, because just each word that God gave me to give to the women that they have to speak on, they have to live that, you know. So even if the goal is, like, if you come there and you're not walking in your authority, by the time you leave that conference, you're going to know how to walk in your authority. You're going to know what's been holding you back from doing it. You're going to understand what it takes to do it. And you're going to walk in that power and authority that God created you to walk in, basically. And I'm like, all right, God, I got you.
right, man.
So, yeah, I have that on June 7th. From being the inspirational poet, somebody saw me on Spicy Show and they inboxed me, and so they want me to feature in their magazine in June, and then they also want me to be on their podcast in June. I'm gonna tell y'all the name of it. Hold on.
Congratulations.
So her name is Marcine Moore, right? And then
Yes.
it's the
So
Inspiring
she did
Authors
contact you.
Yeah, it's the Inspiring Authors magazine that she wants me to be the feature in June. And then also she wants me to be on the podcast on June 30th. So I'm gonna be on the podcast again. As far as everything else, like, I haven't been performing like that, y'all. Cause I took a break, and that was like me. I guess God was like reserving me, basically, like, for just everything that is about to happen. I do have another book that I'm working on right now. It's called Healing Souls Transformed.
All
Um,
right.
and I'm also working on a children's book as well, right? Like, I'm so excited, right? So I'm just and then I'm also working on a devotional, like, about your identity, right? So I don't know when those are gonna come out. Matter of fact, I had just said I'm gonna speak it into existence. So
Mm-hmm.
on my birthday, I'm gonna release maybe one or two books. I don't know if it's gonna be the children's book, and then my other book, Healing Souls Transformed. I don't know, but either way, on my birthday, I'm doing a book release, and I said it right here on the Spicy Gray Show. Yeah.
All right. All right now.
Yes. Right her.
Exclusive.
Now,
Right.
do y'all have anything else for her?
No, I just want to say, just keep doing what you're doing. You know, God bless you with this beautiful gift. You are just a beautiful soul. Just keep doing what you're doing. You can't go no. You just keep going higher and higher in God. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I can't wait to get that book and CD myself. You know, see, I ain't that far from San Antonio. I'm from San Antonio.
I got the
I'm
first
just an
CD.
hour.
I got the first CD. I ain't got the book, but I told us I need my book.
But I need it now. See, I need it.
I need my book. I got my CD. It's right here on my desk. I got my CD. And, you know, I got to get the second one, but the book, because,
Right.
you know, I believe in supporting and, you know,
Yes,
being behind
yes.
people that's actually trying to.
Yes.
There it is.
Yeah, there
That's
it
mine.
is. There
I'm
it
claiming
is.
it. Like you said, I'm speaking in existence. That's my
All
book.
right now. All right.
Just continue.
All right now.
Yes. So, you know, like I said, you know, I'm really proud of you. I am so proud of you. You know, you have came a long way. You have went through the trials to where God has brought you out of the storms so that you can serve a purpose to help other women come out of their storms as well. Because you do have women out there that feel like there's no way out, that nobody cares, that, you know, they're trapped, you know. But hearing your words and your CD and your experiences, I know it's going to help encourage them to go forward, and but also to look to their Father for that help that they need. So keep doing what you're doing, keep writing. And I know I keep telling people to write, but I'll be so busy. I'm trying to get this book done, but I just be having so much on my hands. But you know, continue to write. You know, you also have something else that we spoke on. I don't know if you wanted to speak on it, but you're also talking about venturing off to do your own little podcast.
Yeah, I'm trying to do my podcast. It's a lot. Like, I'm just doing the research on trying to get it started. But yeah, I'm trying to do my own podcast. But of course, everything that I do is different, so it's gonna be different and unique. So it might not be like other podcasts. So I don't know, you know. But I'm gonna just do whatever God tells me to do, basically.
All right.
Exactly.
All I say is
Yes.
keep walking with God. Keep allowing Him to bless you to bless others. Keep your words true. Keep your heart true. Keep your love true. And God bless you, sweetheart.
Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you.
Yay. And so, you know, my thing is that I'm gonna continue to follow you. You know, I ain't going nowhere.
Absolutely.
God brought us back together. We had ventured off for a minute, you know, but sometimes we got to go through different seasons for God to work on us individually so that we can grow. And then He brings us back together. You know, some people are just for a season and a reason, you know, but there's some people that got purpose to be in a position. And, you know, I thank God for you. You know, I love you. I love you. I really do.
I love you too.
I'm glad you're coming out this shyness a little bit. So I still see you though. I still see you. Okay, what do I say? I know you. But you know, the strength that you have gained and the voice that you have now is so powerful to where can nobody see or feel that shyness because you're uplifting other women and men. And you never know, you probably also uplifting children as well as experiencing abuse or feel like there's no way in life. Keep roaring. Not speaking, keep roaring because they hear you. His purpose is for you to inspire, to heal, to strengthen. Now that you're a minister, you're going to be conveying his word over to bring them into him. So right now in conveyance, we're going to ask you to spit a little something for us live. You ready? Everyone.
I was trying to figure out which one I wanted to do, right? Like, because I just wrote one called Broken Silence, the title of the show, right? But I'm not going to do that one, right? I'm gonna do another one, right? Like, I'm going to do the one from my head because I feel like it's more powerful.
Okay. Everyone, Symbolic Soul.
Yeah, so y'all, this one's called A Slave to Sin. I'm a slave to sin. I opened up my heart and sin just came right on in. I played with temptation and thought I could win. Deadly sins beginning, I couldn't help but to keep engaging in them. Lustful thoughts got me caught up in compromising situations. I really didn't mean to commit fornication, but let's just say I just so happened to be in the right location. Curiosity and anticipation just got the best of me. Overpowered by my flesh, then the rest is history. Here I am being challenged again. It's a mystery how easily sin just seems to find me. I tried any and everything to put out that fire. They say an idle mind is the devil's playground, so I even tried to convince myself that the devil was a liar. But my heart and mind conspired, and the next thing I know, I'm seconds away from fulfilling my desires. After one hit, you left me dizzy and confused. Although I know when I step to you, I'm bound to lose. Sin, I just don't know why I keep finding myself playing with you. Sin, you got me again. It's really sad how I'm so competitive, but when it comes to you, I always give in. You make it impossible for me to win, but I just can't quit. I have to admit, I get chills whenever I accept your challenge, even though I know there's no real benefit in what I get. I guess I'm satisfied with that for the moment fix, because without it, I would have to admit what I'm really truly missing. Like an adolescent, I'm desperate for direction. I know I can't deny the transgressions, but somehow obsessions just always get the best of me. So I think to myself, I need to come up with a quick strategy to escape this tragedy. All of a sudden, amazingly, I was introduced to a king that granted me royalty. Then what was all too familiar to me became a distant memory. And I just had to stand up and share my testimony. I know there's a lot of folks out there just like me. You've been battling with sin ever since Genesis began. Listen, aren't you tired of losing? Well, I have a solution. Take the time to let God search your heart. Then eventually all your lustful thoughts and bad habits will be lost. God brought you at a high price. Why not pay him back by living a sin-free life?
All right, all right. Yeah, that's food for the soul right there.
Yes,
Really
yes,
is.
I love it. I
Food
love
for the
it.
soul.
Now, before we go, I'm gonna allow you to tell us, in this journey that you finished starting out, this new chapter, what do you look towards helping in nutrition for other people, and what nutritional word can you leave for the next person?
Just like what I said earlier, right? You could be the first in your family. Like, you probably in your family, nobody never went to college, nobody never followed their dreams, nobody never chose themselves. Your family, you might have seen that everybody had to be married, and these dysfunctional marriages and these toxic people. You might have seen dysfunction in your family, and you might think that that's your life. But God gives us another 24 hours. Everybody get the same 24 hours. It's like, do something positive with your 24 hours. Like, you never know, because life is not promised, right? So it's like, when you're not using your gifts and talents, you are hindering somebody else, because God placed you in this world to be able to say something, or speak life, or speak your truth, or speak your story to somebody. And when you're shy, or you let fear stop you from doing that, you are hindering that person. Like, that person is connected to you. That person is an assignment for you. And if you're not being obedient to what God tells you, if God say speak to this person, or speak your story, or stand up and do this and do that, or whatever, and you don't do it, you're being disobedient, and that's a disadvantage for the other person that's connected to you and to your assignment. So it's like, use your 24 hours wisely. That's what I would say.
All right.
And I'm gonna go ahead and allow the fruitfulness to continue. Honey, what do you have for Miss Symbolic Soul as she goes on with her journey?
I really wish her the best of and prosper, and also, I don't know her that well, but from what I've watched and heard, and I some of her poetry and the things that she's been through, it resonates with me. So, you know, I appreciate her for speaking out, and letting God use her in the way that He has, because it's really encouraged me to move forward with some things that I'm trying to do, because I'm also shy when it comes to a group of people, or platforms. But anyways, I just want her to keep pressing, let God use her as much as He can, and let her truth be heard.
All right.
And Dwight.
Yeah, I just want to say you got, like I said, you got a beautiful gift from God. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep making those great recipes so we can keep eating. Because like I said, it's food to the soul. People are saying poetry is food to the soul. So you keep baking, keep stirring, keep doing all that, and I'm gonna keep eating. I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna keep eating it because, like I said, God has given you that gift for a purpose, and that purpose is just to let God use you. And you're in the ministry now, and you just, you know, I as far as I know, I see God doing great things with you.
Absolutely.
You know, I see Him doing some real great things with you. So you just keep doing what you're doing.
And I'm also gonna order your CDs and books as well.
Aww.
All right now, yeah,
She said,
Thank you.
"Oh,
yeah. See that way, Spicy won't be sitting up there just putting it in our faces. No, I know the one that got it. Yeah. See, everybody's getting one Spicy, so you won't be able to say that no more. See, yeah.
And I'm gonna encourage you to do the children's book because
Mhm.
I never thought I would be doing my children's book. And if you remember, I was telling you about my venture and what I was to do. I never thought I was going to do a children's book, but I finally got it done. And when I said I thank God for placing me in a position to do that book, it's not the poetry, but it's the actual memoir. Because anyone that's been through trauma in life, it helped me to see, and I mean, I expressed it so much to Honey, to where when I finished, I was just like, she's like, "You look different." I was like, I feel like another shed of skin came out. I didn't realize that I still had some of that pain and that wounds still on from childhood. Now I haven't did it from the 12th grade on yet. You know, I haven't picked it up, but you know, because he's speaking to me to go ahead and do the Unspoken Heart 3. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. But I look forward to your children's book. I will be calling you about my book down there. And you notice I said my book with a signature. Because yeah, I got the CD. She actually had an event for the CD, and it was a beautiful, beautiful video. That's the one that you seen with me and her together. You know, she had asked me to come and perform there, and I did. Usually I would say no, but I couldn't say no to her. But just that face, I couldn't do it. But it was an enjoyment. It's like we all shared that moment with her, and it was just beautiful. So continue on. I will be contacting you about my book and trying to get you to do a hard copy on that CD because yeah, I'm claiming that too. So make sure you got that.
Yeah, that's right.
But you know, we really appreciate you coming on. It's been such a joy. I'm very flattered just to share this moment with you on your release date. And you know, you had family pop in and they've been watching you. So you got a lot of supporters out there. You know, that's very proud of you as well. So do you have any in store to do any signings for or any events for the second CD as you done for the first?
As of right now, no. I'm like I said, I took a break, and so it was basically like at first, I'll just say it right, like I don't know, it'd be like what you say and what you say, because I'm a very transparent person, right? Like so it's like people be like, you don't want people in your business like that or anything like that or whatever, right? But God originally told me that I couldn't release my album until I got my divorce, right? But then I found out something, so it was like, even though my divorce is not final, I'm waiting for it to be final. But I found out something, and then it was like, you know what? Ooh, God was like, okay, you got the green light. So like that's why I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna let the enemy try to hold me back no more. So that's why I was like, God gave me the green light to release my one track on Mother's Day, because I released my Walk by Faith video, I think in 2021 with Nikita on Mother's Day. So he gave me the green light to do that, and he gave me the green light to release my album, right? So I don't have anything, like I'm not doing no album release or anything. I'm just like taking it step by step. Like it's some things I'm just really letting God lead me and tell me what he want me to do next, basically.
Yes. And you know, it's a pleasure to have you here. We hope to have you back again. You know, because we enjoy every time you're here. And you know, we won't see y'all next week, but make sure that y'all tune in. the week after, we will have the updates on what the next show going to be and what it's going to consume of. We thank each and one of y'all for tuning in, supporting, and showing love to Symbolic Soul. And we will be continue to have her in our prayers. We're proud of you. Thank you so much for sharing with the Unspoken Heart Discussion Hour. And we'll see y'all in 2 weeks. Much love.
You.
Alexa, homepage.
That's frozen on here.